up, y'all? It's Kayla. Before I get into this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post videos about my life, weight loss, wellness, and my journey to self-love and happiness. So this video was requested by a few people ever since I started posting about erythritol and swerve, which are my favorite sweeteners to use on a low-carb diet. So this is going to be sugar alcohols 101. I'm just going to give you the quick rundown on sugar alcohols, tell you what they are, what they do, and which ones are my favorite and which ones I think that you should stay away from. So let's get started. If you have a diabetic in your life, if you are used to reading nutrition facts, or if you've been low carb, I'm sure you've heard of sugar alcohols and you may not know exactly what they are. Well, sugar alcohols are a low-calorie sweetener that replace sugar. Most of them taste just like sugar. You can replace it in many different kinds of recipes. You can put it in your tea, you can make cookies, you can make cupcakes. They act and taste just like sugar without any of the damaging effects, so they don't spike your blood sugar and they don't cause tooth decay. You may have heard some conflicting advice whether to count sugar alcohols in your total carb count or to subtract them all for net carbs or to subtract half. The reason why is that sugar alcohols are not totally absorbed by your body during digestion, so you don't get all the calories and the carbs that may be listed on the nutrition facts. Unfortunately, that might sound good that it's not digested, it's not absorbed during digestion, but that also means that there may be some side effects such as gastric distress, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to briefly go over 3 different sugar alcohols that I think are pretty popular. You've probably either seen them in a recipe or reading a nutrition label on some kind of sugar-free or low-carb snack. So I'm going to go through those and rank those from best to worst in my opinion, but also kind of based off of what they bring to the table, and also to make this not biased, because I know that there's going to be someone out there that feels like whatever sugar alcohol I say is not good, that they love and that it's just fine for them, fine. But I'm going to rank these using the glycemic index. The glycemic index is a scale based on how much it affects your blood sugar. So the higher the number, the more it's going to spike your blood sugar, and that's not good if you're diabetic. And also, if it's spiking your blood sugar, you will get kicked out of ketosis. So higher glycemic index, not good. Lower, oh yeah. So I'm going to start with my personal favorite and also the sugar alcohol that's actually starting to creep up there in popularity, and that is erythritol. The glycemic index number for erythritol is a big whopping 0. 0, meaning it does not affect your blood sugar. It will not spike your blood sugar. There are 0.2 calories per gram of this sugar alcohol, and it's about 60 to 80% as sweet as sugar. Erythritol is great because you can eat it and be sure that your blood sugar is not going to spike. You most likely won't be thrown out of ketosis, and it's very low in calories. One big key to the big whopping 0 on the glycemic index scale is that you are less likely to suffer from tummy problems from erythritol. Some people do complain about a cooling sensation. I personally do not really experience a cooling sensation. If I do, it's very slight. It's not one that I mind at all. Throughout the years of trying different sugar substitutes, and definitely within this past 2 years of being low carb, erythritol is definitely my go-to right now, and I highly recommend it. The next up is xylitol. Xylitol ranks 13 on the glycemic index, has 2.4 calories per gram, and it is the same sweetness as sugar. You can find this in like cough drops, gum. Xylitol is one of the most popular sugar alcohols because it tastes just like sugar. But some people complain about gastric distress and some tummy issues. Remember the glycemic index? Erythritol had 0. Xylitol has 13, so that is a jump. It can be said that if you have too much, you will suffer stomach issues. I saw online that there's a number that says 65 grams. If you go over 65 grams of xylitol, you will experience some tummy issues, but I think it really depends on the person. Some people are more sensitive, but you definitely have to be careful with xylitol.
Let's just freeze frame on my beautiful face just for a second.
I lost a piece of footage, but what goes right here is me talking about xylitol's biggest red flag for me personally, and that is that xylitol is very toxic to dogs and can be lethal in even small doses. This is why this is not a sugar alcohol that I like to keep around. I understand people say that you're eating it and not your dog, but if you have a dog like mine, you will not take that risk. The last thing I want to do is drop something that has xylitol in it, and as soon as he sees me reach for it, he tries to get it because he's a little sneaky jerk and he loves to eat food when he knows that like I'm trying to eat the food. So that's the only thing I would warn you about. The glycemic index number is slightly higher, but it tastes pretty much the same as sugar. It has the same amount of sweetness. It's used in a lot of things. It doesn't cause as much stomach distress unless you eat a lot of it. But the dog factor, that is a deal breaker for me personally, but it may not be for you. The last sugar alcohol that I have on this list is one that I would tell you to stay away from, but it may be hard because this might be the only sugar alcohol you're actually used to because it's in so many things. This sugar alcohol is MALITOL. It has a glycemic index number of 36. There are 2.1 calories per gram, and it's 75% as sweet as sugar. This is used in a lot of things. Most things in the store that say sugar-free, that are like chocolates and drinks and candies, use MALITOL. So all of the Atkins products use MALITOL. It's 75% as sweet as sugar, so that's why it's used in a lot of sugar-free things. But the glycemic index number is so high, you don't get the benefits of it actually being sugar-free. Many people find that it kicks them out of ketosis and spikes their blood sugar. Meal replacement bars and candies and shakes, they're very expensive. I would be really upset to buy them and, you know, be on a low-carb diet and then get kicked out of ketosis. It's not worth it. But that's not the worst part about MALITOL. MALITOL is almost guaranteed to mess you up. There was this big viral thread going around with this Haribo had some sugar-free gummy bears, and the Amazon reviews are hilarious because people are like, it tastes great. It tastes just like normal Haribo gummy bears, and then they were on the toilet for hours. I fell in love with Russell Stover's sugar-free like dark chocolate fruit center bites. You may have seen those in the store. So they're made with MALITOL. I knew that MALITOL causes distress, but I still wanted to try it out. So a serving size was 10 pieces. I would eat 5, and I'm like, okay, I feel fine. It's not bad. The one day that I ate 7, I regretted it. I really regretted it. MALITOL is a sugar alcohol that I would tell you not to waste your time with. This can be difficult because, like I said, it's in every sugar-free candy, sugar-free bar, low-carb bar at the store. I no longer buy those things. I just tend to buy things that are lower in real sugar, because anything that advertises low sugar in the store that's a bar or candy, it all has MALITOL, and I can't do it. I did continue to buy those bites for a while, and I would just try to limit myself to 3, but the thing is, MALITOL is sweet just like sugar, and it tastes good, so it's really hard to get yourself to stop before you are on the toilet all day. Who wants to do that? So that's my rundown of these 3 really popular sugar alcohols. I would completely stay away from MALITOL. Just like, it's not worth it. Stay away from MALITOL. Xylitol is popular. It's very popular because it's as sweet as sugar. So I would go for it if you want to, but if you are going to eat it in very little increments, if you're not going to try to eat a bunch of it. If you want to make a big old batch of low carb ice cream, if you want to make a big old low carb cake, I would go for erythritol. It's lower in calorie, it's not going to spike your blood sugar, and you're not going to shit your pants. Give this a thumbs up if you like this video, if you thought it was helpful. That means a lot to me, and it also helps me know what you want to see from my channel. I will talk to you all later. Stay away from that MALITOL. I'm serious. Bye.